Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo has asked the new IGP to redeem the image of the Nigerian police force because of what he describes as a lack of trust with the Nigerian people. And tonight we speak exclusively with the Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodinma, on the state of affairs and the security of the southeast state. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimbaloye. We are live in Lagos, our headquarters. It is the midweek edition of the program, and we shall be here with you for the next 60 minutes. So get a seat, everyone, and enjoy the ride as I take you through your interesting world of politics. Let's first tell you that the new Inspector General of Police, Mr. Baba Alkali, has resumed duty as the new man in charge of the Nigerian police force. The Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, told him to redeem the image of the force, which says has been dented by what he describes as the distrust between the people and the police. The Vice President decorated Mr. Alkali with the IG rank today at the State House in Abuja.
I came in at a very challenging time. I know it, I've recognized it, and I will work on how to improve from where my predecessor has left. I've been a member of the management team. We have tried to do our best, but it's not enough. There is room for improvement. We have the blessing of Mr. President, and we are hoping to get more of what we have requested through the police trust fund very quickly. Nigerians should expect improvement on the security situation, and Nigerians should also collaborate and cooperate with us. With all the inadequacies we have, we still require everybody to be part of policing this country. And that is why the emphasis on community policing will continue, and the emphasis of collaborating with all other sister agencies will continue, and we hope to have a better situation very soon. My predecessor has left at the theoretical stage almost. We have started practicalizing it, but we have not gone far, and therefore all the methods of practicalizing it has been put in place, and we are going to continue with it in collaboration with other stakeholders.
Well, so let's get into the business of tonight, and that is partly the issue of the security in the Southeast region, specifically in Imo State. It has been some past turbulent days in that state following incidents of attacks on Owerri Correctional Facility and the police formations there. Not long after the federal government delegation left the state, gunmen again raised at divisional police headquarters in Heime Mbano local government area of Imo State today, which is about 1.5 hour drive from Owerri, the state capital. Sources say that the gunmen who came in buses and in large numbers arrived police station, freed all the suspects in detention before setting the place ablaze. Tonight, we have the governor, Senator Hope Uzodinma, on the program. He joins us from Owerri, the capital of Imo State, to speak on the situation of things. Good evening, Your Excellency, and welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining us. I understand how disturbing the past days may have been for you following those attacks and the people of Imo State also. And our heart goes out to those who have been injured and those perhaps have lost anyone there in that situation. But let's begin the conversation, Governor. Monday, we saw one, and again yesterday, another. What have you found out about these? Okay, I understand that we may have lost connection with him, but the Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibajo was there to assess things when the situation happened on Monday. He was there yesterday. I'd like to remind you of what Professor Yemi Oshibajo said. He was warning that we have to desist or stop those who are causing anarchy in the country. I'd like you to take a listen to Professor Yemi Oshibajo, because our conversation will be premised on some of those issues he raised in that speech of yesterday. Take a listen to him.
Understand again.
We take a break now, and when we come back, we get you straight to Owerri with Governor Hope Uzodinma. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back. All right, then. Let me allow you to listen to us talking to you about the situation in Imo State. The governor, Hope Uzodinma, is on standby to talk to us. You know, sometimes how machines are. Sometimes they just have the mind of their own. But we'll soon connect with him. Don't you worry. We have all that covered for you. Our engineers are on it. So let me remind you of what Professor Shiba just said. Take a listen to him, what he said yesterday in Imo.
This region has borne witness to the terrible cost in lives, liberty, and progress that is exacted by conflict. It is in this beautiful land that our country learned an enduring lesson on the futility of violence. But there are those who believe that to resolve issues and conflicts other than by violence is cowardice. If the voice of their hatred prevails, we will experience the terrible and fruitless loss of life that violence begets. Our system is not perfect, and we can only seek to perfect it. Indeed, no earthly system is perfect. But what democracy and the institutions of democratic governance provide are channels, however imperfect, for seeking redress for injury, or peacefully addressing the problems that ail us. There are many who are working tirelessly every day to improve our system, to build it up and to enhance it. We must therefore reject the agents of anarchy that seek to weaponize the frustration and discontent of young people for their own profit. The path of violence can only lead to disaster that consumes everyone and leads to the desolation of our community.
All right, then I'll take you to Imo just in a moment, but let's switch to our second topic for tonight, and it has to do with the situation in the Niger Delta region of the country, where the situation there is alarming, and issues of poverty, underdevelopment, and worst case now is that of environmental pollution. Agitations are rife on the manner in which wealth is distributed and the livelihood of the people, considering that the mainstay of the nation is derived from that part of the country. The Petroleum Industry Bill is expected to help correct some of these anomalies, but how far with that? Tonight we shall be taking up some of that matter. But before we go into that, that's supposed to be our second issue, but I understand now that we can hear, and the governor of Imo State can also hear us. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Apologies for the glitch there. I was asking Monday and yesterday again, we've seen these similar assaults and attacks on police formation and the correctional facility in Owerri. Have you found out about these assaults or these attacks and the police installation? Does this have any kind of political undertone? if you can hear me, Governor, I'm asking that what we saw on Monday and yesterday, what have you found out? What are the details that have reached your desk about the situation?
Well, Sean, you're very faint. I can hardly hear you. But if you can hear me, and if I can understand your question, you want to know what I've been able to find out. Well, the incident, of course, happened to all of us as a surprise. And we commissioned a full-scale investigation into the matter. And as I speak, the investigation team are busy working. But up to the extent that we visited the scene day before yesterday and yesterday, it was an attack. I lost the line.
Okay, so we understand that a number of some of the inmates have been rearrested. What more can you tell us about that? Okay. Yet again, we lost connection with the governor there, but we'll quickly come back to that as soon as we are able to get clear. So let's go to our Abuja studio now about the situation in the Niger Delta region. I have with me Honorable Bauchi Iyali, is a member of the House Committee on Petroleum, the House of Representatives. Thank you so much, Honorable, for joining us. In a moment, we'll bring Olorogo Moses Tiger to also join in the conversation. But let's begin the conversation with Honorable Iyali. Give us a sense of where we are at on the issue of PIB. We understand that the leadership of the National Assembly want things to be done as fast as possible, because we know how much the PIB will go in correcting some of the anomalies that is happening in the petroleum industry and, of course, in the Niger Delta region. Where are we at now, Honorable?
Thank you very much, and a very good evening. The Petroleum Industry Bill, as we are all aware, has been presented to the National Assembly, and the leadership has taken action on it by constituting, I'm talking about the House of Representatives, and I believe equally in the Senate. An ad hoc committee has been set up by the leadership of the House to handle the issue of Petroleum Industry Bill. And already it has been read for the first time, for the second time, and it has been referred to the ad hoc committee on PIB. So now legislative action is being taken on the PIB at the level of the committee. We have held a public hearing, and a facility inspection tour has also been conducted, and a number of retreats has been organized for members of the Petroleum Industry Bill, where members were offered the opportunity to look at the bill at a very close range and also engage with very important stakeholders in the petroleum industry of Nigeria. So we are on top gear. We are really concerned about the PIB, and like the leadership has made a commitment to the Nigerian people that we are going to pass this petroleum industry bill in record time. This is the level that we have reached so far.
From the last check, the Speaker of the House said a few days ago that the reason why there will be a little delay in the passage is because of the break, the Easter break, and now the Easter break is over. When do we think that this bill will be passed, at least from the desk of the National Assembly?
Well, during the public hearing, the Speaker made a statement that we are going to pass the bill in April, but he also made a proviso that it will not be at the expense of thoroughness. So insofar as we are in a hurry, we are eager to pass the petroleum industry bill, it will not be sacrificed on the altar of not doing a thorough job. We are going to pass it as soon as possible, and we'll make sure that we do a thorough job so that at the end of the day, we'll have a piece of legislation that will accommodate a number of interests, and it will be easy for implementation in the country, because it is not just passing the bill that is at stake. We really need to pass something that is acceptable to a large number of the stakeholders in the industry. So, to your question, we hope that in the next few weeks or in the next few months, the petroleum industry bill will be ready and presented to the President for his assent.
In that bill and the proposition, issues of the creation of environmental remediation funds, which could be a very positive step, because now we are hearing about the plight of the Niger Delta people. They are speaking up, and part of the conversation tonight is how that bill, the policy of government, will affect directly the lives of the people in that region. We saw what happened during the public hearing when members of the host communities disagreed. How have you been able to effectively push those elements in the proposition of that bill to help settle those agitations on the minds of host communities?
Mr. Sheon, the bill is still a work in progress, and our channels of reaching to us, they are still open. We have our website, it is still up, and we are still receiving memorandum from the general public. And we are close to the stage where we are going to sit down, analyze the input from the general public thoroughly, and then we'll do a clause-by-clause consideration. That is where the input from the general public will be put on a scale. And at the end of the day, like the speaker said, and like what the committee is concerned about, the interest of the majority of Nigerians, it's what is going to carry the day. So we are still working on the bill, and we are going to give consideration to the input of Nigerians. And don't forget, this PIB bill is designed in such a way that it is supposed to address certain grievances in the land, certain grievances especially in the oil-producing communities. For example, the host community aspect of the bill. From sections 234 to 256 of the bill, it covers a whole range of issues that affects the host community, from the issue of settler, from the issue of even if a settler is operating in conjunction, in collaboration with others, they have to agree who is going to interface with the host community, and the issue of incorporating the community, host community trust, development trust, and the issue of the board of trustees, and the issue of advisory committee, and the issue of setting aside the 2.5% operating expenditure of the oil-producing companies that operate in communities that are affected by their operations. All these issues are captured in that chapter of the bill, and we have also received input from the general public, particularly from the host communities, and we are going to look at them critically with a view to aligning the interests of the host communities with the general principles of the bill. And also, to add to this, the ad hoc committee of both the House and the Senate has, in its wisdom, taken a tour to the host communities. We have held town hall meetings with the members of the host communities, and we have received a lot of inputs. And like I said earlier, it is the interest of Nigerians that is going to guide our decisions, that we are going to make recommendations to both the House and the Senate for final consideration.
Honorable, we'll take a breather. Olorogun Moses Tiger has since joined us. He will get into the conversation. One of the leaders in the Niger Delta region, those who have some concerns about the ongoings in the region and how it affects their people. We get back to that conversation. Don't forget also that Governor of Imo State is also with us on the program. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us right here on the program. Attention at the moment is on the Niger Delta region. Nigeria has the proven gas reserves in sub-Saharan Africa, 187 trillion cubic feet of proven gas reserves, and ninth in the world. But, well, Delta State is as a second largest as a producer of oil with 346,000 barrels per day in Nigeria. Akwa Ibom is second. He's the first, actually. Delta State is the second. But what is happening in that region is a situation of what right legislation can help correct some of the anomalies, environmental issues, issues of wealth distribution, and that's what gets us talking. How far with the PIB? Honorable Bauchi is in our Abuja studio, and we're since being joined by Mr. Moses Tiger. He's the President General of the Yoruba Progressive Union worldwide. He's a renowned economist and accountant. He joins us now. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
It does look like we saw what happened on the floor in the National Assembly during the public hearing, where leaders of the host communities had disagreement. The agitation about the issues of environment. What comes to you, or what gives you the most concern about what is going on in your region?
Well, thank you for having me, Shehu. What gives me the greatest concern at the moment is the gas supply and the use of the gas that we produce that is put into the national grid, and yet we, the producers, the Niger Delta people, particularly the Yorubas, who produce a lot of gas, do not have any reward back. We are not rewarded in any way in the gas that we produce that is put into the national grid. That is my greatest concern.
How much of the gas, when you say reward, what do you mean by reward? How much of gas is produced from your region? When you say Yoruba, a lot of people will wonder, I mean, that's an ethnic group, isn't it?
Indeed.
So what significance does your ethnic group have in the scheme of things?
Oh, indeed, the Yorubas are the largest tribe in the Niger Delta.
In terms of population?
In terms of population. And we are also the largest land producer of oil and gas. In fact, the Utorogu field, which is about half a kilometer from my house in Okpari, in Olomu, is the largest producer of gas in Urobo land, in the whole of Nigeria. So, but we produce a lot of gas. We have three gas stations. We have Utorogu gas reserve. We also have the Borodo gas in Sapele. Then we have two gas stations in Ugeli. And each of these, one produces 280.28 megawatts, and the other one produces 9.23 megawatts. And what we are asking is if 10% of this can be reapplied back to the Urobo area, that's all we need.
So has that kind of plight been tabled as relating to this PIB? Because that's a very major thing that you're asking.
Indeed.
And that's where we have to go with legislation. Have you officially tabled that demand?
Yes, we have told the federal government what we need. Because as you know, production of gas is an exclusive of the federal government, including petroleum. So we are asking the federal government to give back to us, recycle about 10% of the total production that we are getting.
Okay, so I mean, interestingly, we have a member of the committee that is sitting on that bed. This is the reason why, so it can be able to respond and we get a balanced conversation in this sense. So, Olorugun Tiger, you are the people in the Niger Delta. Your people have constantly complained about issues of marginalization, environmental pollution, and being on the fringe of the Nigerian economy. That's being the plight, that's being the complaint and the agitation for years now. But there is an empirical evidence to show that the Niger Delta people have the highest federal allocation. They get 13.5% derivation fund going to the state government, and also the NDDC has astronomical budget, but your people are still not satisfied. What more do you people want, if I may ask? Our viewers would like to know that in spite of all of these disbursement, there is hardly anything to show for it, because pictures speak for itself.
Thank you, Shehu. The issue of 13.5% derivation, the issue of NDDC, that's the issue. I'm glad that you have a parliamentarian here. That is the issue for the senators and for the parliamentarians and for the government. What we are asking is to be given supply to enable us have security, to enable us have light, to enable us have education, and to enable us have health for our people. So we only want that where there is life, where there is light, there's life. So once we have this light recycled to our people, we will be able to look after ourselves. So it's not the issue of NDDC or the issue of 13.5% derivation. That is for the parliamentarians.
But Mr. Tiger, the question is that these funds have been plowed into your region. I mean, there's been agitation, but some people will argue that it might not be enough, but you've had it. But the question is, what has been done with those things or with those funds that have gone into that region when you're asking for more?
My concern, Shehu, is that we don't have light. And we are asking for electricity. For example, you can have Magodo here. There's embedded light in Magodo.
In Lagos here?
In Lagos here. You go to Marina, there's embedded light. And we are asking for embedded light in our area. Our communities are permanently in darkness. So I am not questioning the issue of NDDC or 3.5 derivation. We are pleading that we should be giving light, so in that way we have a means of existence.
Let me allow the lawmaker to respond, because now it looks like almost a perfect timing. One of the leaders of the host communities is Ologun Tiger here, and he said the plight of his people and what they want and what is being gotten is not commensurate with what they get. How do you react to this, Honorable?
Well, I must say that I empathize with my brother, Mr. Tiger, and I'm with him, I'm with the people of Niger Delta insofar as the issue of social justice is concerned. They are really contributing to the overall income of this country, and they need to be treated fairly. And at the same time, I must remind him and remind our viewers that the government has, over the years, been responding to the agitations of our citizens from that region by embedding in the Constitution the 13% derivation, and also the Niger Delta Development Commission, and we also have the amnesty, presidential amnesty program, and other sorts of intervention by the government of the Federation. I will agree with him that all these interventions might not be enough, but it is critically important for us to ensure that we hold the managers of these resources accountable. Yes, if the resources that is being plowed into the region is not enough, but what has the money that has so far been sent there, what has it been done with? What are the projects that we can show for the monies that have been assigned, you know, specifically to take the special interests and needs of the Niger Delta region? And the Petroleum Industry Bill is another good opportunity for Nigeria to also look after the region once more by this host communities development trust. Like I told you, this host community trust is not going to governmental agencies. It is going directly, it is aimed at giving socio-economic benefits directly to the communities. And that is why it is more of like a private sector driven arrangement that we are going to see, in the hope that we are going to have a fundamental departure from what has been happening. This money is not going to be lumped into one account or into given to the care of one commission or one agency of government. It is going to be tailored towards the needs of particular communities that are hosting the activities.
Yeah, so we wrap up this end of the conversation. Let me allow Mr. Tiger on a final note. You heard what the Honorable said about going forward, what could be done. So what are your plans for the people of the region? You have this plight. How are you going forward with it?
Well, you are a journalist.
I am.
You've seen what Peter Pan wrote. Peter Pan did say that some people are suffering, they are in the oasis of plenty, in the desert of want. We are in the desert of want, while the rest of the country, some other people, are in the oasis of plenty. What we want specifically is benefit in kind. We don't want money given to us. We want to be able, the people that are street people, the mechanics, the people that are traders, bicycle repairers, they should have light to be able to do their work. Once they have those facilities to do their work, I'm satisfied. Because once there is education, poverty is out of the way. So we want them to be educated. Do you know, so that people who are doing exams in my state, the governor gives them money to pay for their WAEC exams because there's no money, there's no facility. So all I want is specific, that benefit in kind, give us the products, and then we are fine.
Honorable Moses Tiger, renowned economist and President General of the Yoruba Progressives Union Worldwide. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Thank you very much.
And Honorable Bauchi, it's a pleasure seeing you again. Thank you so much for your time and coming on to the show. I understand now that we have Governor Opus Odima back with us. Thank you, and thanks for your patience for staying with us. So I was asking before we had that cut in our conversation, I said, the Monday attack or the assault that we saw, and again on Tuesday, what have you found out, or what is the latest? Because you also understand that a number of some of the inmates have been rearrested. What more can you tell us?
Well, Shego, the network has not been so good, but I'll try my best. What happened in Imo State last Monday is unbelievable. A group of hoodlums, of course sponsored by some known politicians in Imo State, decided to destroy public infrastructure and government facilities, and attacked the correctional center facilities, and also attacked the police state headquarters, put so many vehicles ablaze, broke the correctional facilities open, and the inmates escaped. However, as at this afternoon, over 80 of these inmates have returned back to the facility, while police and the security agencies are still fishing, identifying some and bringing them back to the facility. But what is important here for take home is for Nigerians to know of the plot by a group of aggrieved politicians to destabilize the government of APC. I have done some thorough investigation, and I have a credible lead as to those who are sponsoring these activities of these hoodlums. I don't want to preempt the other investigations by security agencies, but I can tell you we are working hard to ensure that the sponsors of this dastardly act must be brought to book.
You have confirmed to us tonight that what we have seen in Imo State in the past few days is political in nature. Is it possible that you can give us more into who these people are and perhaps maybe give us one or two of their names?
Because I don't want to preempt the ongoing investigation, but we have already credible evidence leading to those who paid the hoodlums, where they met, and how they met. And security agencies are already working with this information.
Confirm to us emphatically, you're saying that this was a direct attack on your government.
It is not only on my government. It is both on my government and federal government. Shehu, let me tell you, the situation in the country currently is that some people are trying to sponsor what I can call a synchronized national crisis to bring the government of Muhammad Buhari to disrepute. Otherwise, tell me why these things are happening at this time, particularly in Imo State, APC State, particularly in Ebonyi State, APC State. What is it? People are sponsoring these people, and some of them already caught have made confessional statements. I am going to forward my report to the central government, and I must follow up to ensure those behind these things are brought to book.
Do you subscribe, Governor, to the police preliminary investigation where they said IPOB and the MSN are responsible for the attacks?
Their tactics is that they try to identify grievances of people in a particular area. If it is in Imo State and probably there are some IPOB people who are not happy, they hire hoodlums from outside Imo State. They bring them in pretending to be IPOB, and they commit this crime and they they go away. So it is not about IPOB. Yes, we agree. We have aggrieved IPOB members, but I can tell you, those who are doing this destruction, most of them were brought from outside Imo State.
So, if you say that they are really not IPOB members, another insinuation that a few commentators have put into this is perhaps the military operations that we saw in the past few days, which of course you also commented about. Is there any link between that military operations and what we saw in the last few days?
As I speak to you, honest political leaders and religious leaders have approached me to encourage military to come around, because these people have created fear into the citizens by their dastardly act. So it is not about the military. If anything, our people want the military around so that they can have sense of security and go about their businesses without fear of any molestation.
But in what we have seen, you said that you are going to send a report to the federal government on what is happening. So how do you then handle the situation going forward? Your people need assurances that they could be safe in their own land, in their own state, and in their own community. Any guarantees for them, the ones that you have done immediately and the plans that you have for the immediate future?
Yeah, yesterday the former Inspector General of Police visited Imo State and addressed his men. The Vice President visited Imo State and gave word of encouragement to our leaders and had a very serious meeting with security agencies that brought hope back to our people. As I speak to you, Normal businesses have resumed in Imo State. People are going about their businesses, particularly given the manhunt embarked upon by security agencies, trying to ensure that those who escaped from the correctional facilities, correctional services facility, are brought back to the yard. So you can see, if you go around Owerri now, people are doing their businesses. Normal businesses have also resumed. And we have also continued with our governance approach. We are doing our normal businesses as a government, because the intention of these wicked people is really to distract and destroy our government. But to the glory of God, they were not successful. How do we imagine that people are already organizing press conferences in Abuja, trying to address press as to what they thought that could have happened in Imo State? But God stopped them, and they were not successful in their operation. Yet, yet they went ahead to organize press conferences to paint a picture of loss of governance in Imo State.
You have attributed the attacks on political detractors. You've linked them into these. Are you responding in any way politically with all of this? Because in the way of politicians, if there is a political move, there is a political counter move. Are you making any of those moves, or what would be your next move, politically speaking?
Well, sure, I believe that power belongs to God, and I'm here by the grace of God. And honestly speaking, I'll do my best to serve Imo State to the satisfaction of our people and to the glory of God. I'm not going to do anything ulterior, anything illegal in the name of politics. I want to serve humanity, and I want to serve God.
Looking critically at those incidents, I've tried to sit down and analyze how this thing panned out, and the reports from eyewitness and those who saw the aftermath. It does look like the incidents of Monday and Tuesday are organized and orchestrated. What import or implications have you drawn into these incidents and the manner in which they came? First and foremost, it took more than an hour for them to stage that attack. It also, intelligence-wise, one we wonder how they congregated and they moved, and we understand also that in less than a kilometer is a military formation to some of those places where this attack happened. What are the inferences you have drawn and lessons that you have taken from that attack and the orchestration, the way it was organized?
Well, until the security agencies who are professionally trained to carry out investigations, they have gone into the matter, and as soon as their report is ready, I will make available the report to the public. Details of the modus operandi for the operation will be contained in the report. But what I do know is that we're operating a 3R government here: government of reconstruction, government of rehabilitation, and government of recovery. And that means that some toes have been mashed, and those who are against this reconstruction and recovery, of course, will do anything within their behest to stop us from serving the people. But however, we are determined. We are going to serve our people.
So let's get some clarity, Governor, if you can tell us a bit more. The politicians that you are inferring that are responsible for this, are they members of your party? Are they from Imo State?
So I will plead and crave your indulgence to not allow me preempt the ongoing investigation and the job of security agencies. Let us probably by next week or two, after they would have completed their job, go into details of the report that they will come out with.
Does it worry you, Governor, that they made attempts to come into the government house? There was an attempt to do that. That operation of these attackers happened for several minutes also. Does it worry you that this was ongoing and it perhaps identify some kind of loophole in the security of the state?
Well, in every business like security, cases like this will make all the agencies to review their strategy, look at the way they work, and then correct and amend, and going forward, ensure that this kind of thing doesn't happen again. I think what is of great concern is the origin of the action. Let us take it from the root and ensure that it doesn't happen again. But I believe that our security agencies will do their work, and I'm almost confident and certain that they are equal to the job.
So you and your colleagues in the Southeast region have talked about a security outfit just like we have in Southwest Amotekun. The Southeast governors are also thinking about a security outfit like that. Is there time for you to make haste on that? Are you also empowering the local vigilantes as local measures in stopping or preventing this kind of situation?
In Imo State, I've trained over 4,350 young men and women at the police college Oji River as members of police community policing, working with our local vigilante and our town union. We are mobilizing all the communities to support the efforts of security agencies so that it will be a holistic approach, working with community leaders and our young men and women, with also Nigerian police and other security agencies. In the weeks coming, I'm sure that we will strengthen our security here in Imo State, and it will be a win-win situation for all of us.
What about the Southeast security outfit? Any news about that? Because people will wonder, is it not a good time for it to hit the ground running?
You know, there are peculiarities. The situation in Southwest may not be the same thing with Southeast. And so we are looking at how to put our security arrangement complementary to the federal security forces in a manner that will create a win-win situation without offending the target, which is to protect our people and ensure our people are also united and they are prosperous in their businesses. So it is not about whether it is regional security or not, but we in the Southeast, 5 of us, we are working together and we are doing collaboration and we are sharing intelligence, we are also sharing ideas. I can assure you that we are going to come up with a strategy that will remedy the situation in Southeast, working with the federal government. Because the job of security of any region, federal government alone cannot do it. Region alone cannot do it. But we have to work in collaboration, hand in hand, to be able to provide security for lives and properties in our region.
Just 2 more questions and quick ones, Governor. First is the fact that the people of Imo State and those who do business in Imo State are watching tonight, and they want to know, as a governor, as their leader, the #1 citizen, what you have done as an urgent move, because this is a matter of exigency. This is an emergency that you need to move fast. What have you done urgently in the past 2 days to hoping it will help in curbing a further attack?
We have strengthened security, more security men, police forces, officers of Nigerian police, and the equipments have been sent to Imo State by the Inspector General of Police. The Nigerian Army has strengthened, the Navy has strengthened also the mining of the water sites. So I think we have strengthened security in Imo State, and that is why, even as this afternoon, most of the inmates that escaped from the from the correctional services have been arrested, and some of them also willingly came back on their own. And we are encouraging through this medium those of them who are still outside, they come back and take advantage of the pronouncement of the Minister of Interior that they will be given amnesty, meaning that they will not be tried for a fresh offense. They should just come back and serve out their term and go back to their various places of abode. So I think that what we will do is that as we make the investigation is ongoing, I will also liaise with, working with my security agencies, we will come up with the plans, immediate program, mid-term program, and long-term plan to be able to ensure that security in this part of the region, Nigeria, is strong, and that this kind of thing will not happen again.
Yes, we have just about 30 seconds or so for this. I want to know, have you spoken with the new IG on what his plans are for Imo State specifically? And I also want to know, as a former lawmaker, some governors have clamored for a multi-layer of policing in the country. So what would you suggest are the best ways for Nigeria to win this war against insecurity?
Well, I just told you that the IG, the Nigerian police, have sent more men, more equipments to Imo State to help provide immediate remedy to the situation. That is one. Two, whether police is multi-layer or single-layer, no police force can work alone and provide sufficient security for more than 200 million Nigerians. The business of security in Nigeria must be done jointly by community leaders, Nigerian police, and government. So that is my belief. And I think if we are sincere and honest, there are things we don't play politics with. Prominent among those things is security. Security is for everybody. Because when the problem comes, the problem will not know whether you are in political party A or political party B. It is for everybody. So we have a responsibility as citizens to help and support government to provide the required level of security needed for our nation to be stronger.
All right. We need to go now. Governor, I must sincerely thank you. But one thing that we need to get clear, I just need the figure. How many of the inmates have now returned or rearrested? If you can just give us the figure. I just need the figure.
As of this afternoon, we have very close to 85 inmates, and we are expecting that more will come. I'm also told that some are calling on phone through their lawyers to be sure that they will not be charged again when they come back. And if this assurance is given to them, that they will willingly come back to the facility.
All right, we must leave it at, and we want to wish you the very best. Not a good time, but we know that challenges can be can be overcome, and we wish you the very best, Governor Opus Odima, Governor of Imo State. Thank you so much for talking to us tonight.
Thank you, Shehu. Thank you.
And that's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Shehu Akimale. Bye for now.